I interviewed him about the importance of listening as his job as a teacher. I interviewed him what is the importance of listening as a teacher. So he said is that listening is very important because you need to focus on something to get knowledge of what is being said or what's being thought about. And that's the first thing. You need to be focused on articulating the disadvantages. He told me that, the problem that he encounters from poor listening, that a student may fail the subject, or the first thing is that most of these students talk to each other and never listen to him. The first thing is that they're having fun, but in terms of not listening to him or having low sense of focus, at the long run they will have a great disadvantage in terms of their grades. So the second person that I interviewed is our guard. Right now is Bro. I interviewed him about listening. So far he said that important listening is as part of his job. You should know how to listen in order for him to safeguard our university, and at the same time to let anyway, so far his problems that he encountered from poor listening is that at first, actually we already know that it is school rule to wear school uniform every time you enter the school campus. So first was students who enter the gate wears uniform, and whenever they got here at the top, they were civilian clothing. So the thing is, some students don't know how to listen or follow the rules and regulations. So that what happened is they got a warning, and at the same time they went to counseling at the guidance. And the second thing was someone who was caught last year by marijuana or something. Oh yeah, that. Actually, he didn't know who came in because that person was wearing civilian clothing. So, in my own viewpoint, is that listening is very important for us. In order for us to know or gain knowledge or information, because right now information is power, and same thing goes to the saying of knowledge, without knowledge, without knowledge there will be no power.
Okay. So you give a hand. Okay, next in line, please. It's your turn now. Tell me what you have learned in your interview with someone.
I interviewed Madam Churika, and I asked her what is the most important, the listening or the speaking. And she said that listening is very important, because if you don't listen carefully, you can interact with that person who's talking to you. And what about she was talking about, and she said also that to improve organizational effectiveness, you must have to listen very carefully. And and she encounters from poor listening, and she said that if they don't, the students who don't listen to her class, they get failed or they get all dropped, and that's all said.
Okay, shall we give a hand? Okay, it's your turn now.
What we've done during the interviews, or I haven't gone with a one-on-one, but what I did was to listen, and what I learned with Madam Erica and the guards, they got much the essence of listening, because it goes through their work every day, and with listening, not only the teachers will be the one letting the students listen to learn, but also they also need to have the feedback, the participation, the interaction of the students, also for them to evaluate and for them to know that they are listening into their discussion. And listening comes with oneself on, and the common problem was where that the misunderstanding and how the students violate the rules, and that one comes with a that one should go with the proper conduct. If a student has the right one, he shouldn't have gone with the violation of the rules.
Okay, shall we give a hand? Next.
From what I've learned from the interviews, that Madam Teorica said that what she always experienced, that she always received a incomplete conversation, because she rarely receives the feedbacks from the students, because the students were not listening to her, so the communication isn't complete. So, and from what I've learned from the security guard of the university, few students listen to him because some students think that maybe he's just a security guard, so there's no problem. But if they don't listen to the security guards, if they don't listen to the guards' rules, the university might go bad or something. That's all, sir. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Shall we give a hand? Next. Okay. By the way, this will be uploaded on YouTube.
Oh my God!
Be careful.
Okay, the listening is very important to us, because how to react if you have not listened. You have to hear someone to talk, and listening is improve educational classes. That's all then.
Okay, shall we give a hand? Next. What's your viewpoint about your conversation with
We interviewed Mr. Ika and Mr. Barriga, and they say one thing: listening is very important to them as a teacher, because some of the students will not listen to them. Some may stare them, but not listening when they ask questions. Listening is very important, even though you don't have any idea of the topic, but still you listen carefully, and that's one of the things that you can tell to the person that you respect the speaker. That's also.
Okay, thank you. Shall we give a hand?
As we've interviewed Mrs. Chorka said that listening is very important in order the students gain more knowledge about what she's talking in front, or what she's going to emphasize about what she's discussing. Not only for her, not only the instructor can gain knowledge of what she's discussing, but also the students to speak out what their suggestions about listening. For her, listening is to improve organizational effectiveness. That's all.
Okay, shall we give a hand? And lastly, shall we hear?
So I interviewed also Ma'am Charita. Then she said, according to her, listening is important to her as a teacher. Because in times in her discussion, she talked so much and the students did not listen. There will be no happen to her class then. What I have learned for our interview, listening is important than to improve organizational effectiveness. And if the listener listens carefully to the speaker,
Okay, shall we give a hand? Okay, in summary, what can you say about your experience? Is it fulfilling when you interview someone? Is it? Do you have any feeling of nervousness when you talk to someone, especially to the person whom you do not know in the first place?
Yes.
Okay, it's a normal feeling, right? Okay. What else? Do you have any other ideas you want to impart? No more? None?